Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, and it is Monday the 28th of November. Things look like getting colder over the next 10 to 14 days. I think it'll be a gradual decrease that takes place really, rather than a sudden drop in temperature. But looking at things carefully for the middle to the back end of next week, for the potential for some cold weather to come through. Now, don't go running around saying it's going to snow, but there is the potential for things to be turning significantly cooler. Let me show you the way my thought process is going at the moment. This is the GFS Ensemble North Atlantic Oscillation. We've got the dates along the bottom here, and it stays in positive territory, quite strongly positive territory, look, until we're getting through. It's this black line here that we're watching, by the way, with the circles, until we get through into the back end of this week, into the weekend. This is Saturday here, and look how it takes a tumble, going down towards, more towards neutral, and then comes back up a little bit into next week. Now, the NAO basically is a measure of how strong the westerly flow is across the Atlantic and whether things are dominated by high or low pressure. When it's positive, that means low pressure and the normal westerly winds. Negative is high pressure, cooler northeasterly winds. So what this is showing me is that actually the winds across the Atlantic are likely to be still coming in from the west, and low pressure is still going to be around, but those winds are weakened to quite an extent, so it's bumbling along a little bit and indicating cooler weather during this period. Incidentally, GFS is one of the warmer models that's out there just at the moment. Here's the Arctic Oscillation. This is a measure of the winds that go around the Arctic Circle, and that's also positive. Look, it's in well positive territory, but it falls off again at the weekend and into next week, indicating these cooler conditions coming through. I should, of course, these charts are from Ryan Maui's excellent website, and you can see again this is backing up this idea of things turning cooler through the weekend and into next week. Again, that's from the GFS model. So how does it look in the upper air, given what I've just said to you? Well, these are the 7 to 10 day running means from ECMWF on the left here, GFS on the right, and these are running through from next Monday through to Thursday the 8th of December, and they're showing above normal heights here, looked across the central Atlantic, and below normal to the north, and the jet stream kind of screaming through here from Newfoundland. Let me get rid of my ugly there. From Newfoundland across to the southern part of the UK through this northern part of France. Now, I think this is critical because it puts us on the cold side of the jet, which means that areas of low pressure are able to come across the Atlantic, mainly affecting western and southern areas, but the effect of them is to reduce temperature, make things cooler. And it's a similar scenario on the GFS as well. The jet stream screaming in here, although notice they're bringing the trough a little bit further east off the coast of the States. Now, that becomes crucial as well. Notice the ridge building a little more here in the Atlantic on the GFS model. That becomes more important. Let me show you why that's so. Where are we? What did I want to show you on here? Here we go. This again is from Ryan Maui's site, and this is the ECMWF chart at the top for the 5th of December, and at the bottom is the ECMWF chart, so GFS at the top, ECMWF at the bottom here. Now, they're both for the same time, so they're both from midnight on the 5th, which is next Monday, and notice how you can see the troughs here. Look, this is the 500th flow. Look, here's the trough, here's the ridge off the western side of the States, but it's this ridge in the Atlantic that we're particularly interested in. Both of them kind of have it, although ECMWF does have this little shortwave feature in there, which I'm not sure that's actually going to occur. What I'm watching for is this ridge building across in the Atlantic, sort of up here. So we get a ridge building here. What that does is it turns the flow more into the north or the northwest, and it brings down cooler, unsettled conditions through the British Isles, with a surface area of high pressure developing in the middle part of the Atlantic to the west of the UK, with low pressure to the east. That turns the surface winds to the northwest and reduces our temperatures. Now, that's in line with what Bob, my long-range forecaster, has been saying all along, that middle part of December could be a sudden flip towards cold conditions. The dates when that would happen would probably, I think, be around the 10th to the 15th, if it occurred. That would be a first real taste of winter. So that's what I'm watching at the moment. Unsettled conditions right the way through to then, turning cooler this weekend and a gradual cool down in temperatures during the course of next week, but looking for this critical change to the potential for some wintry conditions as the ridge builds in the Atlantic as we get through towards the middle to the back end of next week and perhaps into the week after. Somewhere between the 10th or the 15th, I have a suspicion things could be turning much cooler. Now, this site's kept free of charge by the adverts that you see around it, so please do click on the adverts if you see one that you like. Go through and show your support for our sponsor. Any suggestions, any feedback, always more than welcome. Thank you for watching, and keep the sun shining.